Hello friends and church family, my name's Nick Grice. I'm here with Pastor Phil Thomas. We wanted to take a moment just to kind of go over the current sermon series that Phil is going through on the power of attitude. So this past week you went over optimism, pessimism, kind of broke each of those down and gave a comparison. So recap what you covered there.
Well, we don't ever need any help getting to a negative place or a sour attitude. That's easy to do. We need help, and we need God's help. We need people that are around us to help us get a better attitude or a more positive outlook.
Right. So even if we're optimists, as we would classify ourselves, we can still have some tendencies at times to be pessimistic.
We all have bad days.
And we can
Bad
work on that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got some more sermons coming up in this series. What does that look like in the weeks to come?
All right, this coming weekend will be Say No to Negativity, and it'll dwell on a biblical story that we all probably have either heard. If you haven't, it's a good story to learn from, just how powerful the negative attitude can wreck your day or wreck your thought patterns. And then how to learn from that. And then the next week will be the power of, or the say yes to positivity. And we'll look at some stories where good things are happening and staying in that. You know, God knows we're going to have bad days and we're going to be sad and we'll have sorrowful times and negative times, but He doesn't want us to stay there.
Right. That's interesting because we can't stay where we are because we need an attitude adjustment, right? And when I heard that phrase when I was growing up, that was not a good thing to get an attitude adjustment. That meant there was going to be some physical discipline headed your way. So how does that work with God? You know, is He able to help us adjust our attitudes in a way that give Him honor and glory, or what does that look like?
Exactly. When we read in the Bible stories of people who were at a low place, the Bible talks a lot about us being able to help them, and maybe it's a kind word, maybe it's a kind gesture to help them, because we're all going to go through bad things. We're all going to experience low times in our lives. We're not immune to that, but God doesn't want us to stay there. He wants us to have peace and contentment, and that's how we'll end up, with being content. So we're all going to have the ebbs and flows of life, but God doesn't want us to stay negative. He doesn't want us to need an attitude adjustment. Like you said, when you heard that, you're not in a good place and they want to bring you down to a bad place. It's the opposite. So we all need an attitude adjustment from time to time.
And God disciplines those He loves. So if you're getting an attitude adjustment, that's a good thing.
Exactly.
Because it's making us more like Christ, which is what God's desire and purpose for our lives is.
At the central point of what God desires for us as His children is to be content and to have peace in our lives.
That's right. So there you have it. I'm excited about this current sermon series, and we're all going to learn a lot. We'll see what God does and how He speaks to our hearts, and then it'll be up to us to be obedient and to make those adjustments.
So let's all look forward to an attitude adjustment.
There we go.